Now what you need ideally is a foam roller. So it could be a knobbly foam roller or a smooth foam roller, depends on your preferences. Now when choosing your foam roller, this one's nice and soft and this one is not so soft. Lots of all these waves. I've got to wave back. Quick wave. I don't know, press the button. I'm assuming something happens when I wave to you. So if you've got the two, what you look at with these foam rollers is this one causes a great deal of pain. So with this one, I tend not to use it. I don't think Tom even uses it. Tom is sitting over in the corner there. He's going to take part tonight, but doesn't want to feature. Okay, so we have this one. This one doesn't hurt as much, so it's softer. The thing is, if it doesn't hurt as much, you are more likely to use it. Alright? If one hurts a lot, it sits in the corner, you look at it, you think pain, and you don't bother with it. So if you haven't got yourself a foam roller yet, that's what you need to consider. If you are hardcore, the knobbly one might be for you. However, you can get, again, on Amazon, this one came with a smaller, softer, smooth foam roller in it, so, and it came with a ball as well, which we have mislaid. Okay, so that's quite good because you've got the option. Now when we're talking about your calves, it may not be the calf that is actually causing the issue. It could be all linked to the way your foot is falling on the ground. Okay, it could also be linked to a tightness in your hip that is affecting how you're landing and toeing off. So this is a foot roller. Okay, you may not have one of these. If you haven't got one of these, that doesn't matter, because what you can use is a tennis ball, golf ball, squash ball. And again, when you're selecting what you're going to use, I tend to use a tennis ball or a squash ball. It's softer and I'm more likely to use it more often. The golf ball is rock solid and yeah, it hurts, so I'm not going to use it. Okay, unfortunately, none of us like pain. Do we, Tom?
No.
No. Alright, so get yourself a ball. So all you need tonight is going to be a roller of some form. Okay, and I would suggest getting a ball because I'm going to show you how to do some trigger relief by putting a little ball. It could be a ball of socks, it could be anything at all. Actually, it doesn't need to be a ball, but something that you can put on into your calf and you can press down with. I may need to reorganise how that screen or the camera is so that you can see everything. Okay, so to begin with, I've been for a run, so my calves, I'm just going to drop it down nice and low for you to see. Probably get it all wonky again now. Okay, bring it right down. Okay, so I've been for a run, my legs are warmed up and we're ready to go. You may not have been for a run, so get yourself, you could be a foam roller or it could be, actually that could go lower again, couldn't it? We've gone really wonky now. Okay, and we'll take it down a little lower again. I've got to work out all these, I should have done that beforehand. Apologies. Okay, so I've got a small foam roller and we're just going to warm up the calf in order to begin stretching it. So, untidy workspace. So what we're going to do is, as we were doing the other night, Tom's moving forwards to get a roller, is if you did the hip flexor release with me, what you want to focus on is just rolling up and down the calf. Just don't put too much pressure on at this point. And I'm sure if you're anything like my calves, you can feel where they're a little bit tight. Just on rolling that calf. Hi Rebecca, nice to join us. Hope you've got your foam roller ready. Okay, so nice and smooth. Okay, we're going to stop. Continue to apply some pressure and we're just going to point or flex and point our toe. So flex and point, flex and point, flex and point. Roll it up a little bit further, flex and point. Remember, we're not putting too much pressure on it at this moment. Flex and point. Hi Jonathan, and point, flex and point, flex and point. Roll it a little further, flex and point, flex and point. Don't apply any weight to it at the moment, so just warming up the muscle. Okay, and point. And last one, we just take it up to the top of the muscle and flex and point. So we're doing 4 flexes and points as we go up. Flex and point. Okay. If you're concerned that it is your footfall that is causing the problem, then you can obviously have your gait analysis, or you can just be looking at your shoes. If you look at the bottom of your shoes, you can see the wear and tear. And if it's the same on both, and you're not having a problem with your calves, you're probably okay. If one is more worn, more awkwardly than the other, and that is the calf that's giving you some jip, then you can have a look at that and maybe think about how your foot is falling. I'm very neutral with mine, but some people will land more on the outside, some will land more on the inside, and that will impact on how those calves are being affected. So it's always worth, just video yourself running, get a partner to do it, and then you can have a little look at how that foot is falling on the floor. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to put a little bit of pressure on it. So what you're going to do is you're going to put the other leg on top of the one you're trying to stretch at the moment. I'm giving some waves, because I can see some waves coming up. Alright, so we're just going to roll again, but this time with a little bit of pressure, not fast. Right through the centre initially, and then bring it back. Apply the weight, okay? If you lift your bottom off the floor, you're going to have all the weight on that calf. So all the way, you're going to whole length of the muscle, right the way down to the Achilles. It's also a good workout for your shoulders and arms. And we're going to go all the way back up. Ugh. Oh, my bottom's going down now. Up, there we go. So that's through the centre, and then back right the way down to the Achilles. Okay, this time I want you to outwardly rotate your foot. So we're going to do the lateral, or the outside part of your gastrocnemius, your calf. Okay, usually hurts when we get closer to the top for this one. Not too bad. So when we go up, don't forget to apply the weight to it, and all the way back down again. And all the way down, and all the way back up. Now inwardly rotate your calf muscle, put the weight on it. Okay, I can feel it quite tight at the bottom there with me today, so that's hitting the soleus, which is the deeper calf muscle. Okay, there are 2 main extensors which plantar flex your foot, which is what you use to toe off, and that's the gastrocnemius and the soleus. Now the soleus is the deeper muscle underneath the gastrocnemius. So keeping your foot inwardly rotated, roll it all the way back up. Okay, what we're going to do this time, we're going to do through the middle. When you find your most difficult point, or most painful point, we're just going to hold it there. And we're going to focus on breathing and relaxing, because we want to engage the parasympathetic system. Now that's the system of your nervous system which will get you to completely relax. So your point of most painful might be completely different to mine. So we're just rolling it down really slowly, making sure we're breathing all the way. When you hit that point that is most painful, hold it there and breathe. You might need to move slightly to the left or slightly to the right. Okay, the calf muscle is the muscle that's quite possibly the one that causes the most jip, that we really don't spend enough time focusing on stretching and rehabilitating. Holding it there. I'm going to go down a little bit further now. I can feel a really tight spot higher up in my gastrocnemius here. Holding it there. We're all living really busy lives, so as a result, stretching just goes out the window. Okay, and relax. I'm going to go on the outside again. Bearing in mind when you went up and down before, think about where it was most painful. Okay, mine actually turned out, I thought it was going to be more painful at the top, it turned out it was lower, so I'll be stopping lower down. If yours is painful lower down, then that's where you want to stop. If it wasn't, keep going up. Hi Holly, nice of you to join us. Hi Jane, hopefully you haven't got sore calves. Or if you have, this is where we can sort them out. So holding it on the point that is most painful. Actually mine, not so bad. Hold it there. And relax. Okay, taking it on the inside now, so curl, inwardly rotate that leg. Medial rotation for Holly. I should be testing you. What muscle is this? Holding it. Make sure you breathe. On every out breath, you're engaging that parasympathetic system. Okay, and relax. Now then, if you found that you weren't able to release it, okay, what we're going to do next is we're just going to work the leg. So you're going to work the muscle and just do long strokes coming up the muscles to loosen it off. And then we're going to show you another technique that will help you to get deep into that calf muscle. Okay, so long strokes, self-massage. If you have some oil or moisturiser, if your legs are a bit dry, you can always do with a bit of extra moisturising. Just long strokes coming up. Okay, and you might even feel your sore spots as we go. Okay, if you can find any, just poke and circle. Poke and circle. All the way up. We want those muscles to be as relaxed as possible if we're going to take it a little bit deeper. Okay, Tom's stolen the nice comfy one. So what we're going to do in order to get deeper into the muscle, you have your two choices. You have your really hard ball, or you have something which is a little bit squishier. You could use pretty much anything. I did try with this, but that probably wasn't quite giving me the depth that I needed. That was my bag of weight. So if you've got something, fantastic. If not, don't stress about it. What you're going to do is you're going to come over and place the front of your foot or leg onto the foam roller. You've got your ball, whichever one you choose to use. Oh, I'm going to go with the more softer one. Okay, I'm more likely to do it. And all you do is you place it in the middle. Now, about a third of the way up, where your Achilles turns into the fleshy part of your gastrocnemius. Okay, that's usually where it's that junction where we get a lot of issues. So what you want to do is just push your weight into that, and you can feel whatever ball it is there now pressing on the muscle. Where we said about breathing before. Okay, if you had, I mean, you don't have to have a foam roller for this one, to be honest. You could be using a towel or just something to work that. Now, I'm just moving my hip over slightly to get that ball a little bit deeper. Okay, now, helps if you haven't got this foam roller, Tom. You've stolen the better one. Okay, I'm just going to point and flex. So get the weight on your leg and point and flex. Yeah, the knobbly foam roller is horrible for that. Can we swap, please, Tom? Actually this will do because my feet are really small. Okay, so point and flex. So put as much weight as you can onto your calf with the ball, and then you point and flex. Okay. Make sure you breathe in all the time. Take a little bit higher point and flex, point and flex, and relax. Okay, what I want to go from here is I'm going to use these bands. We're just going to stretch that calf. So if you have a band handy, obviously if you're just watching now and you haven't got all these things together, then we're going to play it. I'm going to put it onto the site and you'll get access to it whenever you want. So what I want to do with regards to pointing and flexing is now we're going to think about stretching the muscle. Okay, so in order to stretch it, I'm just going to use this band to pull my foot back as far as is comfortable. Okay, and then I'm going to push forwards and I'm going to pull it back again. Push forwards, careful it doesn't come off the foot, go over the ball of your foot, push forwards and bring it back. Get that stretch on, push forwards and bring it back. Forwards and back. Forwards and back. Okay, so from here I'm going to do, I won't do both legs I think in the video, I'll just do the one and then I'll give you time to go on and do your other leg. But from here we're going to take it on to some more substantial stretches, so we're going to stand up for these, or I'll use my chair so that you get a better view. What I want to do is a few stretches that you can do. Now, to stretch the gastrocnemius, okay, you can lean against the wall for this. You want to push that heel into the floor, okay, with a straight leg. And hold it there. So this foot in front isn't holding any weight at all, the back has got it all. So you tip your hips forward and push that heel into the floor. Okay, bring it in, give it a shake, put your leg out again, and push that heel into the floor. Okay, you can do this, you don't even need the chair to be honest, you could be doing it on the floor, you could be using the wall, that's not a problem. Okay, that's two stretches now on the gastrocnemius, which is the big muscle. Now one thing to remember is that your soleus muscle is attached below the knee, the origin is below the knee, and your gastrocnemius is above the knee. So if we have a straight leg for the stretch, the only one that we are stretching is the gastrocnemius. The soleus can be stretched with a bent knee. Okay, so in order to disengage the gastrocnemius, we've got to bend that knee and take it down. So you want to have your weight over that foot and bend the knee. People struggle with that one, so sometimes, okay, it's better with shoes on. If you put your shoes on, what you can do is get it so that you're on a step. Okay, so bend the knee, put your foot up on the step, and get that really good stretch in the gastrocnemius, soleus.
How long should we be stretching for, darling?
We should be stretching for 30 seconds.
Thank you.
Okay, minimum really for these. Okay, so with the bent leg, you're getting your soleus. With a straight leg, you're getting your gastrocnemius. Okay, obviously if you want to do these without you haven't got the wall, you could do downward facing dog, is actually a really good one to get the gastrocnemius. Pushing those heels into the floor, and I can feel a really big difference now, and I'm sure hoping you guys can, from your one that you've been working on to the one that you haven't. Okay, and then obviously bring it in and bend that leg again for the soleus. One thing I like to do with clients is checking flexibility. Okay, so what you want to do is if you Let me just unplug that for a moment. If you get a wall, just like this one, here's one I made earlier. Okay, put you a bit further away. You'll get to see. Okay, so what you've got is, you've got the wall, you put your knee up against the wall, and my knee touches. Take it back an inch, up against the wall, see if it touches. Take it back another inch, up against the wall, see if it touches, and so on. Now what you'll probably find is, obviously there's a point where you can't do it, but you might well find that if you've got one issue, one calf that's an issue, that the least flexible one, you cannot get as far away from the wall. So what you want to try and do with your training, with this flexibility, is to make sure that both are even and they're both equidistant from the wall when you do this little test. Okay, so those stretches are really quite important. Are there any that you can suggest, Tom?
No.
No. So it's what you have to do, make sure that you're slightly wonky, make sure that you are fully warmed up before you start stretching. So that can be warmed up by doing some exercise, making sure that you've been foam rolling slowly but surely, doing the whole length of the muscle. Then we're looking to find those trigger points. You stop and breathe, so we now do it very slowly and it's weighted with the other leg on top. Then we're going to work the trigger points either by breathing through it with that on there, or using a specific ball into the point to work it. The manual release is when we are doing, you've got the ball and you've got the pressure on there and you are pointing and flexing, and then we've got the finishing off with some stretching activities. So that's really, really important. That is actually, as well as your feet, okay, which I'll talk a little bit more now, that is the most important thing you should be focusing on. Lots of Achilles issues extend from the tight calves, okay? Loosen off the calves. Don't necessarily be constantly stretching and poking and rubbing at your Achilles. Loosen off all the surrounding muscles. Now, I keep talking about feet, the way your feet are falling. What you want to try and do is make sure that your feet are as loose as your calves, okay? So obviously I've got my little mini foam roller here, but I've also got a ball here. So for the mini foam roller, same thing. We're going to warm that foot up. Now every time we take a step, obviously, those muscles in our feet, again, we're neglecting them. All right, these muscles in our feet, we've got to treat them with TLC, tender loving care. Okay, so just roll. So you can use, like I said, a foot roller, or we can be using a ball, any sort of ball. The more often we do this, okay, oh, that's actually quite good. I like a squash ball in particular, but the more often we do this, the better the blood flow to the feet will be, the better the recovery of the muscles in your feet. These are the structures that your whole movement is coming through. Okay, so I'm giving it a good rub. Okay, and I'm going to go on to the harder one. So I softened it with a soft one. So onto my little hockey ball. Yeah, I can feel some real tough spots there. You'll also might find it's worth looking at, if that is your tight calf, notice I will have gone onto my tight calf first today. If it's your tight calf, you'll probably find that foot is much tighter as well. Okay, so again, you can self-massage that, but make sure you are rolling it. Feet just get left out. How many footfalls do we do? How many steps do you do a day? I've got 15,756 steps today. So that's nearly 8,000 steps that this one foot has done. And those are the ones that are counted when I have my watch on. So, okie doke. So give it a good, now, if we're lucky we'll get a click out this one. Okay. So there's always a little click in these feet. But your feet need care. Okay, so what you want to do on the sole of your foot, I won't reveal my feet to you again today, is go across them like this. Okay, so going across the muscle there, cross frictions to help loosen those off. Do not neglect your feet. They are your foundations of your running. Okay, and again you can stretch right through. So pull your foot up and then just pull your toes right up towards your shin bone. Nice long there. Take it the other way and circles. Again, your ankles, they can become really tight. Okay, pull it up again. Pull your toes up towards your shin bone. And then relax. Okay, I will run through the other leg if you want me to. If I have a thumbs up and you'd like me to do the other leg with you, that's absolutely fine. If I don't have any thumbs ups, I will call it a night. I think Tom is ordering a curry. I'll let you decide. I'll give you a few moments. I will get started on rolling this leg though. I think Tom won't go with the foam roller. Charming, charming. Okay, so just nice long strokes initially. Ooh, gosh, that feels so painful now. Okay, nice long strokes up through the middle, all the way from the Achilles, right the way up, and then back down again. Okay, on the second leg, give it a good roll. Remember, you can have a knobbly foam roller or a smooth one, and I prefer the smooth one. Okay, that's starting to loosen already. I've done a run this evening, so they're a little bit tight. I was putting some efforts in even. Okay, now then, nice beautiful run along the cycle path with the dogs. I have two dogs. One likes to run at about 6-minute miling and the other one prefers about a 10-minute mile really. Okay, turning the foot outwards. I'm just going so you can see my legs rather than me. Probably the better feature. Okay, nice long strokes. So I don't know, about 4 on each side, on each part. Oh yeah, there's sore up there this evening. It's horrible. I'm telling you to relax. Okay, now turning your foot in. Oh yep, fabulous. A very much neglected part of our anatomy, these calves. They do so much work and put up with so much grief from us. And one more. Nice long stroke before we apply a little bit of weight. Okay, putting it down at the beginning, sorry. Put your weight on it. Ugh, up through the middle to begin with. Nice and slowly, roll it through. Remember, this is a good workout for the upper body as well. Stabilising the shoulders. Okay. Oh my gosh, yes, I can feel that. And all the way back. Okay, we're going to get to a point now. You felt it then, I'm sure. Hold on. And breathe. Try and relax that point of pain. Let it go a little bit deeper. Hi, Julie. I know, we leave them, don't we? We're all culprits. That's it. Keep breathing. And then move it up a little bit further. Ugh. holding it there. Keep breathing. Engage that parasympathetic system. Think relaxing thoughts. Let it go. Okay, I'm going to go back down again. That was a little bit painful. I think it's more painful than the other side, which is a surprise because that isn't my tight calf. Okay, I've outwardly rotated my calf a little now. Up into my arms, I can't hold it. Okay. Oof. Yeah. So lateral rotation. Hold it there. If you've just joined us and you're thinking, what are you doing? We are looking at releasing these calf muscles and hopefully preventing any Achilles tendon injuries. This will be on, so you can join in later on the page. Okay, and then an inward rotation, and think about, actually I need to give my arms a little bit of a bit of respite there. Okay, inward rotation. Roll it to the point where you can feel the tightness. Oh yeah, that's it, and breathe. Oh gosh, I'm going to have to stop for an extra bit there. Okay, holding on. Use your leg to put the weight on that point. Oh, inflicting pain on ourselves. Why do we do it? 3 big breaths. I can feel it relaxing. Excellent, well done. Okay, so now we're going to look at the release. I'm just going to go and grab my softer foam roller from Tom, who seems to disappear with it. Can I have that foam roller back, Tom, please? Using it as a pillow to watch TV, I think. Okay, this should be better. Alright, so what we want to do here is, like I said, get whatever ball it is, whatever object you can put in behind that leg. So come over the edge there. How do I go with, I don't know, how much pain do we want to inflict? Okay, so putting it into the muscle there and just sit back on it. Okay, I'm going to take it, okay, a little bit higher to where you can feel the pain. Just breathe and then point and flex. So this is manual release, point and flex, point and flex, point and flex. So whatever object you've put in there is putting the pressure on the muscle. I'm going a little bit higher up now. Yep, get it there, breathe a little first. I can feel it in my hamstring. Oh, okay. Point and flex, point and flex. Put your body wherever you can feel the actual pressure going on to that tight area that you've got. Point and flex, and one more, point and flex. Okay, fantastic. I don't know, should we go one more? I think one more, a little bit higher. That was not catchy. Trying to find a point, any point. I think this one is definitely a little bit better than the other side, because I was having trigger points all the way up there. Okay, it's a little bit tighter there, but not too bad. So put it in and relax and point up, point. I can't remember what point is. And flex and point and flex, point and flex, and one more, point and flex. Superb. Okay, now I'm going to look to just give it a bit of a rub there before I do the stretching. I can still feel some tight spots just in there. So I'm just doing is literally putting your finger in and giving it a jiggle. It's a very, very technical term, that. Okay, so just trying to release those muscles that are in tension. Okay, so wherever they are, so nice long strokes, just up the muscle, encourage that blood flow, the venous return. Back to the heart. Okay, nice loose calf muscles. Yeah, that's feeling better already. Okay, just give them a poke. Poke and a jiggle, poke and a jiggle, poke and a jiggle. Focus on relaxing. Could do with a bit of moisturiser on these little legs, I think. Okay, so now we're going to get our band. It doesn't have to be an elasticated one. In fact, I'd probably better if it wasn't an elasticated one for the stretching. Okay, nice straight leg. Pull it back as close as you can to you. Obviously, if we're going to go the other way, then the elasticated helps. And push forwards and let it stretch back. Push forwards, let it stretch back. Push forwards, let it stretch back. Forwards and back. And one more. Whoops. Oh, one more. Push it forwards and let it stretch back. Hold that stretch. Okay. And I'm going to go to my chair now. Or to the floor, whichever. Okay, I'm going to do the gastrocnemius first. So nice straight leg, because remember the gastrocnemius starts here, its origin is here, and its insertion is at the back of the heel there. Okay, most people get the pain in their Achilles about here. Okay, and it isn't, it's because the Achilles is taking all that load. It's those tight calves that are causing the problem. So poking your Achilles isn't going to do you any good at all. I'm just going to have to attempt to decline that call. Okay. So about 30 seconds is optimum. Anything longer, it hasn't been proven to improve flexibility, but if you've got the time, why not? If you can relax into it, that's fine. Okay, then bring it in, do the soleus, so we're bending the leg, using the chair or the wall for balance. Now, there is some research that says if you actually just tilt the angle of your knee, it'll impact on the area of the calf that is being stretched. Personally, I don't know if that's true, but it definitely won't do any harm, because what we're doing is just stretching it from a side. I have tried a bit of it. So you just change the angle of the knee. Okay, give that a bit of a shake, and let's do a bent leg one again. So back into that soleus. And it's quite often the soleus that causes all those problems. And it's a difficult one to get because it's deep underneath the gastrocnemius. Okay, downward facing dog, straight legs. Oh, that's definitely better. First time I did that, the left leg that I didn't stretch was so tight. Now they feel pretty much equal. I have to stop these girls chatting at 6 o'clock. Relax, and we'll just then do our foot or feet. Okay, so the other foot now. So grab your chair, grab your ball, grab your foot roller, whatever it might be that you're going to use. And let's not forget our feet. 8,000 steps later. And that's on a quiet day where there's no walking. Now as I go through this, I've got a point right at the back here that I can feel is a little bit tight. So same as foam rolling any other muscle, we're just going to stop and relax. If you've got any points that are tight, and relax. Okay, give it a roll. Okay, far too many people just grab their foam rollers and roll around on them. And yes, it hurts, but they don't give the muscle time to actually release and let go. And it's mad that we can spend, what, 35, 40 minutes literally just doing our calves. Yeah, there's a nice tight point there. And one more. Oh, that's better already. Definitely. Okay, now I'm just going to click the foot. I like a bit of a click of the foot. Probably shouldn't be doing it. Hi Jason, welcome. I think you caught us right at the end there, Jason. But this will be able to view on the page within probably 10 minutes now, because we're coming just to the end, making sure that our calves and our feet are taken care of.